All right, what is going on, everyone? Hope you're all doing amazing. So, today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you how we scaled appointmentsetter.com to right now we're on 280K cash, 100% we're going to be hitting 300K cash, maybe even like 325 or 350. And I wanted to share with you exactly how we've done that. So basically, with my B2C company, it's basically a biz op, right, offer that we have. Going to break down the topics, which basically is going to be the foundations. Going to cover Instagram shoutouts, appointment setters, good organic content, and then essentially what the system is, what makes this run, and how we're going to be scaling to 8 figures using this strategy. Okay, so before I dive into it, I'm going to go ahead and check out the group to see if the sound is all right and if you guys can see me. If everything is okay, please drop a hashtag okay in the chat so I know everything is cool. What's up, boss? The cash collector. Yeah, that should be my nickname. Cool. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and dive into it because I also want to post this on YouTube. So if you watched the last mastermind recording, you're definitely going to be benefiting from this video as well. If you haven't watched my last mastermind recording, I basically break down our exact shout out strategy there, how you can use it, and then also like our sales process and how you can use that too. Okay. So we're going to be starting at the start. And that is always going to be the foundations, right? So essentially what you need to make this work is a good Instagram profile. I'll audit my profile and show you why I've got certain things set up the way I have, okay? And with this, you want to make sure you have a good bio, and basically just, what you do. So, DM me the word X, Y, and Z, escape my 9 to 5, good link in the bio, good profile pic, and essentially pinned posts, right? So I'm just going to cover everything as we go. And when it comes down to the foundations, I'm going to cover them right now. And so first thing that's really important is your bio, because if you're going to be using shoutouts, and guys, if you don't know what Instagram shoutouts are, just watch my last mastermind recording because that's where I break it down. With shoutouts, we push a lot of traffic to our page. And with that traffic, right, you're going to get a first impression of you, like, okay, who is this guy? What does he do? Why am I even on this profile? Because, right, we get tagged and then they just take the action. And then from there, the goal is the following. So you want to make sure you've got a clear bio, showing them what you do. I have a call to action at the top specifically, not at the third one, which is what most people have. And what you'll find is that a lot of people will have to click on see more when they use their phone. And so this leads into consistent opportunity cost for yourself. So put your call to action as the first thing in your bio. And then the next thing essentially is to make sure you just like write this out properly so people understand what you do, have some basic highlights, right? Because this is the profile I'm scaling, I'm using to scale my company. And then following, make sure you've got this in the bio. You've got a very simple opt-in page. Okay, this is just a screenshot with the title of the training. And then they watch the training, or they just immediately book a call, just kind of do their research, watch testimonials, and you can book a call here. 15-minute call. Don't allow people to book out further than 2 days. Again, if you want to like see our sales process, just go to my last YouTube video, because that's where I break it down in depth. And that's like a 20-minute, kind of like trading data you can go through. Okay, which is the most vital part as well to this whole thing. So back here, the foundations. So making sure you, of course, got a good IG profile. The following things are given because look, I mean, you need to be in the B2C space. If you're going to do like generic shout outs, right? You could do B2B, but you need to have specific brand shout outs, right? So basically you make a thread which covers basically, so for example, like my B2B company helps coaches and consultants, right? Also install this, for instance. And so if we're going to use very complicated language that no one appeals to, we're going to get 0 likes in there for 0 followers on team pages. So I recommend you just do generic shout outs in the B2C space and drive traffic your way and they come into your funnel. That's the only objective. Okay. Furthermore, just making sure you got like a high ticket offer, right? That actually delivers for people. Because again, if you've got something that is not, just make sure you've got a high ticket offer that's proven and that you have like ideally an agency or a media buyer you're working with that can drive traffic your way. Okay. So for example, what I have, I've got people, like I've got one media buyer who's doing my shout outs, and then I've got a content person who's doing my feed content, and soon by the end of this month, my story content too. Okay, so you need good people. Furthermore, the next topic I'm going to be covering, I'm also, of course, going to give you examples with this Instagram shoutouts. Okay. So, Instagram shoutouts, the sole purpose of this is to just like drive traffic to your page. And a good cost per follower, CPF, is 50 cents to $1. That's what you kind of want to aim for. And I'm going to give you like an example of shoutouts and what your goal should be, how much you should spend. Like shoutouts, if you really want to scale to 7 or 8 figures, like the sole start, month 1 should be at least 5K, 10K in spend, but with a person that knows how to drive high quality first world country traffic to your page. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example, even show you like one of the pages that I use. And with that, I'm going to be going to, oh, Jill already was here, mindset therapy. And you can even do some of your research yourself. Like, so here, this is me. I mean, this is Elon Musk, of course, but shout out this for me. So here you can see this caption is specifically designed to drive leads to my inbox and to my profile, right? So people go to my profile, see call to action, see a link in the bio, see my pinned post, which I've actually forgot to cover the pinned post a little bit. But yeah, look, so it says follow 3 times and it says the word skill. And then we follow a specific setting framework that we then use to convert people into a 50-minute call. I'm going to show you that as well, just a little bit here. But then, yeah, so this entire post is meant to get high likes, high engagement, therefore a lot of impressions and reach. And you convert those impressions and reach into followers by basically having the tag, having a call to action, and that is essentially it. And then you do not just go live on one page. We go live on 40, 50 pages per day, right? Well, not every day. Like Monday, we basically do a build-up phase. So we do like 10 shoutouts, Tuesday, 20, Wednesday, 40. And so we've got a specific structure in place we follow and works well for us, okay? So let me just go back real quickly to cover the pin post. So again, let's say I'm a cold person, like, cool, I see Bastiaan shout out, now I'm on his page. By the way, this is my other profile. Let me just go to the B2C one. And yeah, cool, right? So I see his bio, I see his highlights, and super cool stuff. But what does he even do? What is his story, right? So here I've got 3 pin posts for, all with a reason behind them. So this is simply my story. Okay, cool. This is where Bastiaan started. This is what he's doing now, or used to do, because you can see January 2020. Okay, cool. This is actually like the vehicle that he's using to get to the opportunity. And then, wow, this is an analogy that actually covers how and why this is lucrative and legit. And you can see you got a lot of engagement, right? So make sure you have that. That kind of like comes back to the foundations. So going back to what I just shared here, shout outs, sole purpose again is to drive traffic to your page. Good CPF, 50 cents to $1. And you want to get a media buyer that is good, or an agency. I've worked with an agency for the first like 1.5 years. Now I've got like an in-house person. And spend at least 5 to 10K if you want to take this seriously and actually grow it. If you're going to use 1 or 2 pages, don't even think of shout outs, please, because you're just going to waste time and money. If you are serious, you want to scale to like 50, 100, like 50, even that is low, like minimum 100K a month, then you should do shout outs for sure. Okay. So with that being said, that is shout outs. So making sure you've got a good agency or media buyer. Yeah, so moving on to the next topic here, appointment setters. So interesting topic. So my appointment setters, they have like all the inbound DMs, right? They get, and they have like 400 or 500 conversations per day. Each setter proposes, by the way, this is between 2 setters. Okay. So divided by 2. So each one of them has like 200, 250 conversations per day. Each setter proposes like about, 30, proposes 30 calls in DMs. And with that, like each setter on average books 20 to 30 meetings per day. Okay. Not call setters, DM setters. So in the inbox. Okay. I'm going to show you one valuable thing that I'm going to keep doing my mastermind clients, which is our script, and basically how we, book meetings. Okay. So let me just go ahead and find an example here. So let me see where a Calendly link was sent. Okay. Here. Okay. So guys, take note of this, because this is the most valuable script you'll ever see this year, at least, in the B2C space, and no one has this. Okay. And this is why we've grown 100K cash, 300K cash, 60 days, big part of it. So someone inbound messages us. We say this, hey, Elna, happy to share more about this opportunity and explore how and if we may be able to help. Are you familiar with what exactly a high ticket setter is and what it entails? And then from there, they of course respond, and then we explain exactly what the concept is and how they can benefit from it right here. And so we explain what a setter is, how it works, how they can make money. And then we say, literally, the only thing you need to make this happen is your laptop and Wi-Fi. Is this something you'd be interested in learning more about, right? So boom, leading the conversation and proposing a call. Yes, please teach me. That'd be awesome. Okay, great. Would you be open for a 50-minute call? For sure. What platform do you use for calls? And then boom, we basically booked a meeting, right? So that is the script. I'm not going to share more because, again, obvious reasons. So going back over here and yeah, like it's a system, guys. It's a system. I'm also gonna actually already create a subcategory of the system because you need traffic, right? It's gonna be the IG shoutouts, which I just explained. You're gonna need good content, which I'll share what I'm doing in just a little bit to generate leads, not generic content, because that's just not gonna work. And then building relationships, aka setters, booking 40, 50 calls per day minimum. We're booking 100 meetings per day right now with our B2C company, right? So I've just covered traffic. Let me just click this away for you here. We've just covered traffic and basically how I'm getting that and how you can get it too. And I covered that even more in depth again in like one of my last recordings. So that's all good. Now setters, yeah, they're one is working in primary, one is working in general. And then that's how we're booking 40 to 50 calls a day. And then, of course, who do they speak with, right? So we're not doing any cold outreach. We're barely doing any outbound. It's just generating leads from our content. So our story, right? And then also, I'm going to share right now. So right here, you can see, poll vote. And essentially with that, people can vote. Right now, we've got about like 40 votes. We have 40 leads that we can reach out to, immediately booking for a call with our strategy. Right here, we've got hundreds of leads. And then from there, we reach out to those people and basically here, another one, right? Like hundreds of leads 3 days ago. And that's like how we're booking just a lot of meetings by leveraging organic content the right way. So it's just understanding the system, it's understanding the foundations, and then having an insane team that leads to growth, right? So furthermore, that is basically the foundations. Let me just mark what I just covered here. Appointment setters, I've not covered. Let me just go back here. Organic content in depth. So I'm going to be doing that right now. Okay. And I'm going to show you what most people do versus what I recommend you actually do for, a most optimal result for your company. Okay. So we have not covered this yet fully, neither the system. So I'm going to be covering those two still. Okay. Awesome. So you want to make sure that you generate leads with your content. So I'm going to give you an example of like bad and good content. I'm not going to use someone else's example. I'll just use myself because I used to post some generic content too. And it's not bad as a start, but at one point you want to go to like more specific brand content. Okay. So right here below, you'll see that this is very generic content, right? And it's generate some leads, like 1 or 2. It's not bad. Oh, actually, it is pretty bad. And then here, like, it's just nurturing and motivating people. But that's not why you have an Instagram page, right? Like, you've got an Instagram page to generate leads and grow your business and serve people. So we stopped doing that. And we then went into more specific branding content. And we now uphold a certain team, which is threat, right? So just basically carousel. And you can see like the amount of comments we get is insane. Tweet. And then a reel. I post like 3 times per day. I email my list 20 times a week. And I just post a lot essentially. So you can see it's a system. It's not separate things. And then of course, how do we convert them? Like, how do you even convert someone that just sees your page from like a random post into a 6K paid in full client? That's what I covered in my other recording. So please go watch that if you haven't, because that's where I cover it. But this is the front end that I didn't really in-depth cover as much as here in the last recording. So this is exactly how we have grown appointmentsetter.com B2C and how it's going to be going from 300K cash month. Right now it's on 280K cash. We'll hit 300K like a couple days. And then I know we're going to be doing at least 500K cash to $1 million a month with just the IG stuff alone. So with that being said, guys, that is the good organic content. And then lastly, to top it off, I'm going to be covering the system so you fully understand what you want to build when you're doing IG shoutouts. Okay. So it's an accumulation of getting good traffic. It's an accumulation of good content and setters. Like without traffic, no one's going to engage with the content or comments, and setters will have no one to speak with. Without good content, people will not trust you as much, will not be able to generate as much leads, and setters will struggle and have to rely on outbound. Now, let's say you have traffic and content, your setters are in heaven. Now they need good management and good KPIs, right? And you need to lead them and show them the way. And that is how you can scale to multiple seven figures. Okay. So guys, with all that being said, if you want help from myself, comment #mastermind. Right now we're in Q4. As you know, it's tax season. We're going to have to pay all of our taxes. And what better time than now to invest in your business and use that for something good instead of, a chunk of money to the government that you're then essentially losing. So if you want my help, comment #mastermind. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can hit me up on Instagram, Bastiaan, or book a call with the link in the description. And we cannot help everyone with the strategy simply because of the fact that the requirements we set, as I'm very transparent about, you have to be able to spend at least 10K a day, be in the B2C space, be serious about your growth, have the foundations in place, and be willing to take action. And I can guarantee you, in a year from now, all my clients will have dominated these team pages, as we are right now too, because I've spent 50K this month, and I'm going to be spending more. And we're growing month over month with 70 to 100%. So with that being said, guys, hope you enjoyed this training. I'm going to be dropping the replay right now just so you can rewatch it. And then with that being said, I will see you later.